and I just wanted to share about a vision that I had over 10 years ago. And this vision is so big that I'm still, 10 years later, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it, because, when God gave me this, I really didn't have an understanding this. Like, it's kind of reminds me of the story of when God told Noah to build the ark. I believe, Noah didn't have probably every single tool and equipment right there. He had to figure things out as he was building, right? So anyways, I share that to share this, that when God gave me the vision, he shared with me that basically I would be pulling people out from the prison. But it wasn't only, when I saw the vision, it wasn't people that were locked up only in prison, but they were locked up mentally, meaning there was lawyers, doctors, police officers, people in prison, people in from all walks of life. They were just locked up mentally. They couldn't succeed, whether in their relationship with God or relationship with others. They couldn't go farther than their broken relationships or their or their walk with God. They couldn't succeed. They couldn't build upon. They couldn't get out of their addictions. Their mind, will, and emotions were jacked and confused and things of that nature. And not only that, but it was an area where God showed me that I would be helping people how to focus, learn how to focus in life, because when you're going through all these troubles, it's hard to focus. It's hard to make decisions, the right decisions. It's hard to also to have belief, because your life is so wrecked. Your belief system is just jacked, and part of your belief system, when it's so jacked up and all over the place, that's what doesn't help you to make right decisions and to focus and those things, to get out of that prison mindset. So so God was helping me to learn how to deal with these matters with other people that were coming out of prison, and people that were in other areas of life that were trying to grow, but they couldn't grow in these areas. Like I said, in the areas of their walks with God, the areas of their relationships, the areas of their addictions, their mind, will, and emotions, things of that nature. But it took me a little further than that, because when I started doing this wake-up call, in other words, giving people awareness, I started seeing that, that they needed a home to build on. In other words, it wasn't that I was counseling them, just from the streets. I had to bring them on to my home so that I could really help them, because I was seeing that I couldn't help them just telling them what to do. That wasn't the type of coaching that I was doing. It was more self-development with them, and one-on-one coaching on a daily basis, because daily they were doing the same things that I would have to correct them daily. And hey, for instance, John Doe, don't do this, we got to do it this way. And then reading some books and reading some scriptures with them, and reading some literature that would help them build their character, and those things were the intense part of the nature that was, basically teaching them how to build a foundation in their home, in their lives, And so after I started helping them build that foundation with, the emotional healing and character development, social enrichment, spiritual growth, and addiction recovery, I noticed that I was helping these guys, but it was like, what then? What then? You help them, and then what? So as I watched these guys, I noticed that they were going out back to the streets, and they were falling right back into the same things. So I said, God, there needs to be something else. There needs something else. So then I figured out that I needed to open up some businesses where the guys can get the coaching and some of my tools, but also be in a place where they can work and build structure and build some skills, so that they can develop that self-development and also build some management skills. And that's how the businesses came about. But it goes a little farther than that. It goes now from the businesses also to developing a school, an institute where that's the next part, where they'll develop their purpose in life. And developing their purpose in life is basically learning how to hone in into what they love to do best, and whether that's a mechanic skill or a landscaping business, or they love to sing, or they love to preach, or whatever it is that they want to do. God gave me this school to build. It's called Kingdomship Institute, and this vision that I had is like yesterday. It happened 10 years ago, but it's like it just happened yesterday. I mean, it's so memorable that I remember exactly how he began to tell me, and to this day, me and the team have been just really trying to build on this and getting his direction still, and and meeting people that have been helping us to develop this this big dream that's way beyond our means. I mean, it'll probably still happen when I'm gone, from this world. The guys, or the team, or my kids will continue to develop this dream, because I mean, I'm still developing the first stage, and this is 10 years later, still developing the first stage of that. And even though we've kind of built the homes and we built the businesses and we built that, but everything has been a lot of trial and error. And that's what, that's the experience that I have, that through trial and error, I've been able to fix what goes where, because at first, let me tell you that through the trial and error, in the beginning, we built the homes, but we had no businesses, right? So in other words, they would go into the businesses, they would go into the home, and they would have a lot of skill, or develop a lot of learning from the home, but they would go back out and they would fall in, their temptations, or the drugs, or alcohol, and other sorts of things, get in trouble with the law, go back to jail. So I had to stop the home and then develop the business. Where I developed the business, now they were working, staying busy, being tired at night, so they would be tired and now go to the home and rest. And that's basically where we are at, developing that. So it's been a journey, and it's been really challenging, but God has been able to help us to develop what we have today, and we've come very far. And what I mean by that is that we haven't borrowed money from the bank or anything. Everything we have from our homes and stuff that we bought for all our businesses is basically ours. We work hard to invest and continue investing in these things, and it's amazing what where we're at today, without taking money from people, or borrowing to build upon this dream that we have. And so, and again, I couldn't have done it without my team that's been so faithful and so loyal to me. So I thank God for that. And so again, this is just a bigger picture, and just sharing a few little bits, because it's hard to share 10 years of my life poured into this in such a short time. So I give you just bits and pieces, and later on through my videos, I'll share, some of the videos of how we ran the homes and how we did with the guys, and how the guys, some of them made it, some of them didn't, because again, this is something that's got to be in your heart to want to change, because there is no system out there, there is no program that will change you. You have to want it. You have to be tired, and basically tired of being tired. That's the word. You got to be tired of being tired. When you get to that point where you're tired of being tired, then change will come. A friend of mine said the student don't come before the teacher until the student's ready, and when the student's ready, the teacher comes. And basically in 1993, when my life changed in San Quentin State Prison, that's when my first mentor that was in the church at the prison mentored me and taught me how to walk a different life. And in 97, when I got out of prison, I began to walk with the Lord, but I needed more structure. I needed the program, because even though God changes your heart, you still need a mentor to guide you. You need a church, whatever, to guide you, to help you walk a new life. It's not easy, some of you know what I'm talking about out there. And so, again, I hope this helps. And if you have any questions, please share on the comments. I'd love to answer anything that's on this board that will help you develop your purpose, your dream, or your change of life, whatever it is, for you to become successful in your life. Thank you.